All right, guys, what is up, everybody? We're looking at some of the changes for the, the warriors in Legion, and I just found out that there's a new tab. There's a talent calculator, which is right here, and then we have a PvP talent calculator in Legion. So this is the talent calculator for warriors. I'm looking at Fury because that's the one that interests me the most. Because Fury's gonna have. I read that I don't know if it's a glyph or a talent. No, I don't think it's a talent. There's a glyph that's gonna, or not. I don't know what it is. I read it somewhere. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. When you Bloodthirst, it removes all movement impairment effects and gives you like 15% movement speed increase for a couple seconds. I think that's amazing, and that makes very, very attractive. Fury very attractive. So I was looking at overpower, and every spec you can get overpower. You can get it as prot, you can get it as Fury, you can get it as arms. And the way the talents look, they look kind of cool. I like it. Dragon's Roar is an ability that warriors never use, ever. And now Dragon's Roar is going to increase damage done by 20% for 6 seconds after you use it. So it makes it maybe Avatar Dragon's Roar one-shot macro. Shoo, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, anyway. What we're going to look at as the PvP talents. So I'm looking at the first row of talents is the PvP Trinket. You can get the PvP Trinket, remove Gladiator's Medallion on a 2-minute cooldown. And then I was looking at Adaptation. All full loss of control effects with a duration of 5 seconds or longer will be removed shortly after being applied. The effect has a 1.5-minute cooldown. So is that one ability? With a duration of 5 seconds or longer will be removed shortly after being applied. I guess it does one effect and then it lasts 1.5 minutes. So it's a minute 30 seconds. But it only gets the one effect that lasts longer than 5 seconds. I like Relentless. Duration of incoming crowd control effects reduced by 25%. Can you imagine this stacking with a Tauren? Not a Tauren, an Orc. Because an Orc has a reduction of stuns by 20%. And then you add this 25% more. Would it stack? Will it stack?
Of course it'll stack. I mean, why not?
Woo! That looks amazing. I think I'm going this. I'm going this, man. Heck this. Forget this. I want this. Row number 2, hardiness. While above 80% health, you take 20% less damage. That's pretty cool. If you're running around with healers, right? Like me. I'm always running around with healers. We are always running around with healers. So as long as you're 80% health or above, you take 20% less damage. That's pretty cool. I don't know. For Fury, Fury's gonna... you get 5% of your health every time you Bloodthirst also as a Fury Warrior. So maybe this will benefit that. Reinforced armor increase health by 10%. I guess that would be for tanking. Sparring. Physical melee attacks have a 20% chance to be blunted, dealing 50% reduced damage.
Oh, that's what you meant by blunted. That's interesting.
That's good against rogues. Rogues hitting you, attacks have a 20% of the attacks will do 50% less damage. Wow. I like that. I wonder if you have to be... I wonder if you're stun locked, this doesn't take effect. I hope it's kind of like parry. King. You can't be stun locked? Or can you parry while stunned? I don't think so.
No, you can't parry while stunned.
Death. This is the next row of talents. Death row. You can now execute targets at or below 25% health. Ooh. That's good for arms warriors. 25% instead of 20%.
What?
That's actually powerful.
That's pretty interesting because people usually see their health at 20 is when now people are gonna have to heal earlier.
25% versus arms warriors. This is great for arms warriors. Arms warriors right now are rejoicing. They're like, yeah! Let's see the next one. The next one is Blood Hunt. When within 10 yards of enemies at execute range, your movement speed is increased by 50% and all snares are suppressed for 5 seconds. Wait, what? When within 10 yards of enemies at execute range, your movement speed is increased by 15% and all snares are suppressed for 5 seconds. What? Dang. That's actually pretty cool. Because you know when someone's at 20% health, that's when all the CCs get thrown at you, right?
Exactly, that's why.
That's pretty cool. And your movement speed is increased. All the slows and CC is thrown at you right at that moment. So that's pretty cool too. All right, Death Sentence. Executes now have a 15-yard range, causing you to charge to your target when used. So that's if you're getting kited. They're all three of them seem like they're legit. They're pretty cool. But I think Blood Hunt is, I don't know. Maybe Death Row would be the best one, I think. All right, you guys ready?
Legit.
Now here's the fourth row. Rage Machine. Attacks against you generate 5 rage. Isn't that like the 4-piece bonus of the PvP set bonus? Oh, Montyverse Brewster! Welcome to the channel, dude. Thank you, man. Tenderizer! Auto attacks against targets above 80% health generate 5 rage. Auto attacks. I guess the fourth row is just to generate rage. Rage gained from charge is increased by 15%. The fourth row is just gaining rage. I would actually prefer ready for battle increase. Every time I charge, I get 50. Oh no! Charge is now on a 20-second cooldown, dude.
For everybody, no matter what?
No, for warriors.
Yeah, exactly, but all the time? Like, you can't put it to 12 anymore?
No. They removed the talents. They reduced or they made it so it's a 12-second charge. But I think Arms Warriors in Legion get charge and intercept. Fury Warriors get that ability that increases their movement speed every time they Bloodthirst, and it removes snares. So I guess that's going to be used as a gap closer. But I think the charges are going to be 20 seconds now. You can't reduce the cooldown. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Ooh.
All right. The next row is Leap. It's instant, 100 yards. Ah, Heroic Leap. What? It's a talent. Leap. Instant, 100 yards. I guess it's a talent now. Maybe 20-second cooldown? Who knows? Temper Control and Rage Regeneration cooldown reduced to 30 seconds, but now only heals 50% of your maximum health. Oh, so it's like in Rage Regeneration, you can just activate twice. I would say, why not activate it once? For 30%. You can activate it twice a minute for 15% each time. All
Maybe
right.
a glyph.
I don't know.
Because they don't show the glyphs there as well. Imagine the PvP glyphs.
No, I didn't see any glyphs. I'll have to check them. Thirst for Battle. Bloodthirst clears. Oh, this is it! Bloodthirst clears all snares and increases your movement speed by 50% for 2 seconds. There it is! There it is! There it is! That's it! That's the ability that I'm getting. Bloodthirst clears all snares and increases movement speed by 50%. I finally found where I found that. Let me see what Arms gives you. Boomy Voice. Battle Shout also now affects all near allies within 10 yards. What the heck? Charge resets the cooldown of your Colossus Smash. Of course. Colossus Smash. Everything on Arms revolves around Colossus Smash. Intercept. Oh, Intercept. See, Arms gets Intercept. You have to choose it as a talent. What does Proc get? Ah. Alright, hold on. Let's go to the last row. I'm definitely getting Thirst for Battle as Fury. Slaughterhouse. This is a level 6 talent. When you use Bloodthirst, the damage is increased by 1% and the cooldown is reduced by 1 second for every 1% health the target is missing. What? When you Bloodthirst, the damage is increased by 1% and cooldown is reduced by 1 second for every 1% of the health the target is missing. Oh, every time you Bloodthirst, you get 1% increased damage.
Don't you also get health?
And the cooldown is reduced by 1 second for every 1% of the target is missing. Oh, so if you take 10% of his health, the cooldown is reduced by 10%. So if you get rid of 50% of the person's health, boop, 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 every time you Bloodthirst, it increases the damage by 1%. So like on the 5th Bloodthirst, you'll be doing 5% more damage with Bloodthirst. And if they're at 50%, the cooldown is reduced by 50% of Bloodthirst. That's pretty amazing. I think Slaughterhouse might be really awesome. Let's see what Endless Rage. Increase the duration of your Enrage effects by 2 seconds. And Raging Below refreshes the duration of your Enrage. As a Fury Warrior, you don't want to get Enraged because Enrage actually increases the damage you take by 30%. That's the trade-off for having Bloodthirst heal you for 5% of your health. So Fury Warrior's health is going to look like a yo-yo. You're going to heal, and then you're going to take a lot of 30% damage while you're enraged. Then you're going to heal. I think that's what their health is going to look like. Then we got Death Wish is back. Death Wish is back. Increase your damage done by 5% at the cost of your health. Stacks up to 5 times. What? Increase the damage done by 5% at the cost of your health.
Huh.
Stacks up to 5 times. I don't remember this ability. I think I remember Death Wish. I think you activated it, it increased the damage you took. I remember. But I think Slaughterhouse is gonna be the best one. I think I'm gonna be Slaughterhouse, Bloodthirst for battle. It's only 2 seconds of 15% movement speed increase, but wow, man, 2 seconds is good. 15% movement speed. It's enough to get back on the target. I think maybe we'll have to see. So there it is, guys. Thunderclap roots all targets for 1 second. Thunderstruck, Warpath. You stun all targets pass through the intercept and land land on top of with heroic leap for 2 seconds. Okay. I don't know, man. Let me see what arms gets at the very end. Intercept. Okay, the last roll, Wrecking Crew. Colossus Smash effects now also apply to all nearby enemies within 8 yards. Echo Slam. Colossus Smash deals an additional 10% of the total target health and damage. 2 seconds later, damage done ignores all armor. Ooh, Echo Slam. Wow. This is actually pretty cool because, okay, everything on an Arms Warrior is based off of Colossus Smash. Colossus Smash is on a 45-second cooldown. A lot of abilities reset it. Execute, Whirlwind, and what's the other ability? Slam. Those 3 abilities reset, have a 20%, it's 20 or 30% chance to reset the cooldown of Colossus Smash. Colossus Smash is like a main burst. It's a 45-second cooldown ability. And there's a lot of talents and glyphs, and I guess there's going to be artifact weapon stuff to buff Colossus Smash. And this is one of the abilities, Echo Slam. So it makes it so Colossus Smash deals additional 10% of the target's total health and damage.
Yeah, that's interesting.
2.5 seconds later. So every time you Colossus Smash, say you get 2 Colossus Smashes in a row, they're going to get an Echo Slam, 2 Echo Slam damage burst for 20% of their health. So it's pretty cool. If you can get a bunch of Colossus Smash to proc in a row. I don't know. Arms Warriors looks like they're going to be a classic and blow people up, but it's all RNG. If they get good RNG procs, then stuff is just going to get blown up. If not, then it's GG. Sharpened Blade. When activated, your next Mortal Strike will deal 50% increased damage and reduce healing taken by 70% for 4 seconds. Why would you want to... Oh! And reduce healing... taken 70%. That's a super Mortal Strike. Reduce the healing by... It's a 45-second cooldown. But oh my god, that is like no healing, 70% less healing for 4 seconds.
Oh wow.
That's a finisher.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a... Wow, that's a 70% Mortal Strike on a 45-second cooldown. Wow. Maybe that's better than Echo Slam. Because this is guaranteed. This is just to activate. Boop. But it's a 45-second cooldown. You got to do it when someone's low. But they get no heals. Wow, dude. That's crazy. For arms.
Wait, wouldn't that be good, like with a smoke bomb or something?
No. I mean, it's like, say you're on a healer. You can't... 70%? You can't heal through that. Everybody switch. Let's get them on... In RBGs, that'll be golden right there. That's a guaranteed kill target. That's a guaranteed kill target. Everybody switch to this guy. Sharpened Blade. Boop. If you get 2 warriors, you do 2 Sharpened Blades on him. That'll last for 8 seconds.
Oh my god, that would be 140% less less healing or whatever.
It would be awesome, man. So there we go. We got to look at some of the PvP talents in Legion. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next one.